get hurt?
There's been plenty already.
Really?
A baby got maced.
What?
Yeah, somebody maced one of the kids over there.
So a civilian maced the child here?
And it wasn't us, though. I think it was the security. It wasn't the sheriff's office.
Oh, wow.
So everybody had pretty much been out here late night. So they started jumping, started slinging the hair out, throwing the hair out in the crowd or whatever.
Somebody got some. Okay. Y'all have a good day.
Hey guys, it's Julie here. Today, I wanted to talk about these trending videos of a mad rush involving a multitude of black women and the promise of some free hair bundles. I got a couple of requests from some lovely subscribers asking me to talk about this, so thank you to those who reached out. But then again, I need to thoroughly rinse my eyes and my mind after what I witnessed. It's funny because when I talk about how black women have no problem, absolutely no problem publicizing their hate for their own hairs on any given platform, be it TikTok, on blogs, on Facebook, or on the streets. People always tell me that black women have the right to speak honestly about how they feel and that they should feel safe to talk about these challenges. I mean, I've always agreed that honesty is the first step to getting the help that you need, but I feel like that's what diaries are for. Sometimes it's literally so extreme that it's so obvious that you're not asking for help, you don't want help. All you want to do is wallow in self-pity and bask in all the attention that you get from being so negative about your own self. So yes, sometimes diaries are good. I mean, these days, many of them even come with locks. Some of the things you guys air out so publicly, you can actually write on a sheet and lock at the very bottom of a chest of drawers and then swallow the key. Or better yet, get a therapist. But yeah, I'm the bad guy that doesn't want black women to bear their feelings on the World Wide Web about how terrifying, disgusting, and unmanageable their natural hairs are. So tell me, is this honest enough for you?
Oh my goodness. This line was so long. Okay, so I was like, okay, you know what? We're not the first 100. I'm just going to sit down. We're not the first 200. Let me just sit myself down. At least they have good deals elsewhere. That's when the madhouse started. I Am Jonathan showed up and started throwing wigs. It became a frenzy. Okay? I was like, okay, he's throwing wigs. Great. The line will move up, right? Wrong. We were still out there. This was around, 9 a.m.? Okay, this was around 9 a.m. I'm not going into the crowd so someone can elbow me in the face for a wig. No, I was like, you know what? Let me just pay for the free deals that we get. We were still in line, y'all. People started getting rowdy. Some lady wanted to fight me. Look at me, I was just hot. Thank God I had this little fan in my car. Okay?
So my thing is, do you honestly think that this crowd would have showed up with this much vim and zeal if they were handing out free natural hair products? Be honest, even if people showed up for that, at the slightest inconvenience, black women would go home. Then they would film that TikTok about how they tried to get natural hair products, but they couldn't deal with the stress, because they're so fragile and their hairs are just stressing them. You know that saying, if they wanted to, they would? Yeah. Now, I don't think any free products, no matter what it is, should have people risking it all to get some, because it always ends badly.
After the crowd got out of control, police were called for a disturbance and for calls for heat exhaustion. Everyone that needed help was treated on the scene and it was cleared. The fire marshal then arrived and said the owner did not have the proper occupancy permits and closed the place down.
What do we want?
This gives me a flashback of the petrol pipeline explosions that have happened in Nigeria when people are doing this desperate stampede for something free, but it comes at a very high price. It's not actually free. There's always that moment before the disaster happens. This is very, very bizarre behavior.
Did somebody get hurt?
There's been plenty already.
Really?
A baby got maced.
What?
Yeah, somebody maced one of the kids over there.
So a civilian maced the child here?
And it wasn't us, though. I think it was the security.
If you look at pictures of impoverished children from these generic pictures on the internet reaching to get basic sustenance, these women have the same look on their faces, and it's over some wigs. It's not a life or death item that has them acting like this. It's hair pieces. And this is the brutal honesty they said I should allow black women to bear without judging. I'm listening, I'm listening and I'm judging. I'm watching and I'm judging. Extra hard. Okay? Let's actually imagine if a magic fairy came and said, "Oh, black women, come out to queue by 5 a.m. to get instant waist-length hair growing out of your own scalps." Do you think half of these women would actually show up? Let's get real. Do you think the crowd would have been this long if they were being offered free classes on how to grow their own long hair? No. They don't care about their so-called nappy hair. They couldn't care less about the hair that comes out of their own scalps. They want someone else's. Women who bear no semblance to them at all. They will risk it all for some silky straight bundles. But I saw black women, many black women, saying that Sydney Sweeney, a blonde girl from Euphoria, was such a terrible human being for saying her hair and eye color were good genes.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
You know, I saw this ad cause a lot of people grief because a white woman said, I have good genes. And this is how they're acting over straight hair. A child got maced over some wigs. Like, that's not crazy to you? Now, people may see this and argue that it's just the effect of getting something for free that will have people risking it all like this, but let's actually think about this. Do you think half these women would show up if it was Afro wigs and kinky bundles that was being given out? No. They hate nigger hair. I've seen so many posts where someone is saying, oh, black women, if you don't want to get heat damage, get a wig that matches your texture and just blend your natural hair with it. And these women would be outraged. They would come under the post talking about, why would I get wigs that look like my hair when I'm trying to get my hair to look different? Oh, I would never spend my money on 4C bundles. But they will spend their money, their time, their dignity, and even their child for some straight hair. And they're not ashamed to say that, as we've seen all over the internet, doing all this over some Peruvian hair. And I want people to actually think, if you had something naturally, right? You didn't have to work for it, you just have it naturally. And you look to the left and you saw a bunch of people killing themselves to have a piece of something that comes naturally to you. Wouldn't that make you feel superior? Be honest, wouldn't that put a pep in your step? Wouldn't that make you raise your shoulders and say, yes, these people want to be me so bad and it makes me feel good. I'm better than them.
I know nothing about bundles, but you stood in line to win or to be tossed one thing of bundles, like one bundle of hair. What are you gonna do with one bundle of hair? Put a front piece? I mean, like,
wouldn't that make you, I don't know, look down at them? It's so funny because I saw the outrage that came from this ad where Sydney Sweeney said what she said, and people got so intensely angry that she said that. People made threats, people tried to cancel, people tweeted, and people cried.
Me too. And I don't know why. Maybe because it's just so blatant.
We're on the topic. Sydney Sweeney is not the prettiest white girl out there. Sorry. She's not ugly, but there's multiple Sydney Sweeneys walking around in the US of A.
Sydney said that she had great genes, that it was a tone-deaf way to dismiss how society actually rewards her for her specific kind of beauty, that being conventionally attractive, white, slim.
Because a white woman was proud of her genes. But then black women turn around to act like this. I'm tired of hearing how black women are the blueprint or they have the Eve gene when we act berserk over some fake hairs. When a white woman gets fillers, I see a lot of black women say, oh, she's trying to look like black women. They want big lips like black women. It makes black women feel flattered. Some of them would say that this is an imitation, but it can never look like the original. It can never be the original, right? But then you turn around and do this. If people were passing out to look like me, getting in long queues, fighting, scrambling, I'd be cocky too. I may be creeped out a bit, but will I still be flattered? Yes. And there's that one person that will say, black women can get a silk press to look like this, so they are not trying to look white. And Asians can also get perms to transform their hairs to afros, but it's still them altering their natural hair textures at the end of the day. Now, I don't see either as wrong necessarily. Don't get me wrong, I'm not completely demonizing wigs, but to make an idol out of it, it's so creepy. I'm not even a very religious person, but the scene where the hairs are being tossed out and people who managed to get their hands on them were celebrating and cheering, and just the whole stampede of the thing just gives the vibe of a savage ritual of some sort. You're out here sacrificing your dignity at the altar of some tacky hair bundle. Under some of these posts, I see some non-black women making comments like, I don't have to do all this for wigs, I already have my own hair. And of course, black people want to gather and eat them up, acting like it's not true. Nobody wants your thin ass hair. Oh, we don't want white people here, we prefer Asians. As if it would be better if this came from an Asian person. If an Asian woman said this, you guys would still be offended and embarrassed, as you should be. Now, don't think this is just me targeting Black Americans, because I know there's always that one person that'll come and get weird. This phenomenon is one that sweeps across continents and regions. It's a melanated people experience. Women who have melanated skins and coarse hair will more likely than not lose their minds over bundles that resemble the hairs of other races. They lose their dignity when it comes to fake hairs, like it's an extra limb. Many Black and African women gave up trying to love their own hairs and learn it a long time ago. This is way too normalized. Now, let's get this straight. Like the wigs you're obsessed with, okay? There are very few things in life that should have civilized people standing in line, fighting and elbowing their ways through to get. And it's not no damn free wig. Me personally, I'd rather be at home sleeping. I'd rather spend that time counting my leg hairs. This is like a skit or an episode of South Park, or a clip of racists trying to act how they think Black people act. But it's not a skit, this is real. It's like Black women are making a caricature of themselves. Where is the class, the couth, the common sense? Imagine having to file a police report over a conflict that erupted over wigs. Imagine getting into so much trouble for being violent at this type of unholy gathering and having to show up to court. How do you stand in front of a judge to plead your case that you didn't mean to mace a child over one singular struggle hair extension? When I made my video talking about how wearing a hair bonnet out of the house is ridiculous, people came in my comments to tell me that I'm a woman hater and I'm a bigot and I should stay in my African place, as if bonnet is only something that Black American women do, as if here in Nigeria a lot of women don't do the same thing that I'm talking about. But look at this, the bonnet has been turned into a symbol of shamelessness. Once you leave your house with it, you're telling everyone you're capable of doing this. Fighting over a hairpiece. I have natural hair and my hair isn't always done, but I've never left the house with a bonnet. I can tie a scarf, a head wrap, or even wear a cap, but you see these bonnets, I have a personal vendetta against it. I purposely even stopped using bonnets just because I don't want whatever spirit possesses people to wear them out to possess me one day. But you know what? I apologize to the bonnet community. Carry on with the bonnet marathon. I'm so sorry for criticizing this bonnet movement. Continue as you were. If you like it, I love it. Keep representing the bonnet community as proudly as you are. Keep standing in line and fighting for those wigs. Think about the kind of message you're sending to other people. Many of these women are mothers. They have little girls that are coming into themselves, seeing the lengths that their own mothers would go for some fake hairs. Many of you wouldn't be this passionate about turning off for your child's PTA. And I'm so tired of the whole, oh, natural hair is so stressful, it takes up my time and my energy, because this is what you're willing to do for a slice of foreign hair that looks a mess once you install them with those ridiculous edges. This is you in your natural elements. You are Hulk Hogan when it comes to fighting for a slice of straight hair. But when it's time to take care of your hair, you're as fragile as a flower and you'll melt under stress. You call natural hair stressful to wear out on Tuesday, and on Wednesday you're waking up by 2 a.m. prompt and going to the queue in front of a store where hairs will be tossed out to you like meat to dogs, and you have to fight and scavenge. You have to wrestle your starving neighbors to the death to win it. These grown women are scrambling, tussling and wrestling over fake hairs, passing out for the love of a silky bundle, getting injured, risking arrest for it. Yet they don't want white women to brag about these features. Make it make sense. How are you offended when the Sydney Sweeneys talk about their good genes, but this is you on a Wednesday afternoon, beating up your child's classmate's mother for a bundle of straight hair? This is not stressful and this is not a waste of time. No, it's the hair that grows out of your heads that is too time consuming, and not your family members coming to bail you out of jail because you sent someone to the hospital over a wig. Nobody with self-respect is doing all this over some bundles. Prove me wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Nobody with dignity or pride is fighting over some free wigs. It's not an essential item. It's not something that will make or break you, but you're passing out in a queue over some wigs. If I saw someone I knew doing this, I would just wonder what went wrong and how I attracted someone like that into my life. This is so dystopian. You would think it was a scene from an apocalyptic world movie showing people going through strife, fighting to get relief items from the government. But no, just black women and their hairs. It's very frightening to see the thirst in these people's eyes. If zombies were real, they would be these women, except they would be hungry for weaves and not brains. You know, they'll just be marching around and raiding people and places for weaves and fake hair that would be their only source of sustenance. This is like a shameful ritual. The owner of this company actually needs to be investigated. Who paid you to do this? Maybe somebody paid them to show black women in the most pathetic light possible. But then again, it's like, if it wasn't a real stereotype of black women, would this even have been the outcome? If you put cheese out and you're able to lure a rat, nobody will be surprised. But it's quite jarring that you can lure many black women with weaves the same way you would catch a rat with cheese. These bundles are so heavily dependent on that the business can never be oversaturated as long as black women are involved. It's to the point where we now have people doing wig heists. They are straight up snatching frontals from women's head along with a piece of their DNA so that they can resell, because wigs are now gold. If you guys remember the video of the wig snatching situation I shared a while back, and it seems like this will only get worse. People are way too thirsty, way too desperate for these wigs. All in all, love your hairs, ladies, because this is bad. You can't be mad at a white woman saying that she has good genes and then you're in line with your hands out to get cheap hair pack that imitates theirs. Again, if this was Afro wigs being shared, you people will not be doing all that. Be so for real. Love yourself and have pride, and you won't be feeling triggered because someone with straight hair said that they love their hair. If you don't love your hair, why get triggered when an Asian woman says, "I'm so glad I have this hair type that black women are dying to have"? Why be mad? Is it not the truth? Your truth? Anyways, guys, I just wanted to talk about this pitiful mentality that unfortunately affects a lot of black women, and we can only hope we get collectively free from the shackles very soon. So do share, what are your thoughts? If you've made it far into this video, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, okay? Bye!